Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The diagnostic trouble code, DTC P0847, indicates an issue with the transmission fluid pressure switch, B, specifically within the third clutch circuit. This DTC is categorized as a circuit low fault, meaning that the electrical circuit related to the pressure switch is not operating within specified thresholds, leading to potential gear shifting issues. The transmission fluid pressure switch plays a crucial role in monitoring the hydraulic pressure in the transmission, which is vital for the proper function and shifting of gears. In this case, the key components involved include the transmission fluid pressure switch, B, and the powertrain control module, PCM. The transmission fluid pressure switch is typically located on the transmission itself, and its sensors send signals to the PCM to inform it of current pressure levels. The presence of this DTC may lead to a variety of transmission problems, underlining the importance of diagnosing and addressing the issue effectively. The DTC P0847 indicates a fault in an electrical circuit associated with the transmission fluid pressure switch B, specifically for the third clutch. A critical feature of this switch is to relay information regarding hydraulic pressure levels to the PCM, which is essential for the successful operation of the automatic transmission. When the transmission is functioning correctly, the pressure switch generates a voltage that signals the PCM accordingly. If the circuit is not functioning correctly due to low voltage or short circuits, it can trigger this specific DTC. This fault cannot be attributed to any mechanical malfunction, emphasizing the necessity of focusing on electrical issues rather than mechanical components within the transmission itself. It is crucial to identify and rectify problems within this circuit to ensure efficient and effective transmission performance. Several potential causes for the DTC P0847 may include various electrical problems, such as wiring issues that can manifest as short circuits or broken connections. A faulty transmission fluid pressure switch, B itself, is also a likely cause, which would require replacement if determined to be defective. Additionally, another possibility is that the powertrain control module, PCM, might have outdated software that is unable to recognize valid signals from the pressure switch properly. Any of these causes would prevent the system from functioning as expected, leading to shifting issues, incorrect pressure readings, or other transmission-related problems. It's vital to isolate the exact issue by reviewing the vehicle's wiring and components methodically to ensure a targeted and effective repair strategy. When DTC P0847 is triggered, drivers may experience a range of symptoms that indicate potential transmission issues. One of the most common symptoms is poor shifting performance. Drivers may notice that their vehicle has difficulty changing gears smoothly, resulting in hesitation or a jerky ride. Additionally, warning lights on the dashboard may illuminate, prompting the driver to be aware of underlying transmission problems. In more severe cases, the transmission may begin to slip, which is where the vehicle unexpectedly changes out of gear without warning, causing a significant safety risk. A driver should always pay attention to these symptoms, as they not only signify an issue with the fluid pressure switch circuit, but also suggest possible broader problems with the transmission system as a whole. The first step in troubleshooting DTC P0847 involves turning the ignition switch to the on/to position. This action powers up the vehicle's electrical system without starting the engine, allowing the technician to access diagnostic tools. After switching on, the next step is to clear the DTC using the HDS, Honda Diagnostic System tool. This resets the system, allowing for a fresh assessment of the transmission's performance. Following this, it's essential to check specified threshold parameters for the third pressure switch using the HDS. This involves monitoring different values, such as the current signal from the switch, to determine if they match expected operational thresholds. If these values indicate that the switch is functioning properly, the technician can proceed to the second troubleshooting step. However, if they do not match, further investigation into the electrical circuit will be necessary. In step 2 of the troubleshooting process, the technician will first start the engine and allow it to warm up to its normal operating temperature, which is essential as the transmission requires a certain temperature to function correctly. The radiator fan coming on is a good indicator that the engine has reached optimal temperature. Once the engine is warmed up, the next action is to test drive the vehicle, specifically in the 4th gear, for a minimum of 2 seconds. This step is crucial, as it helps the technician check if the transmission operates correctly under a specific load condition. During or after the test drive, the technician will then monitor the OBD status for the DTC P0847 using the HDS. If the system indicates a failed status, it confirms the failure is indeed replicated, leading the technician to proceed to the next step of checking for other underlying issues. If it indicates passed, it may suggest an intermittent issue that could require further monitoring. In troubleshooting step 3, technicians must turn the ignition switch to the lock 0 position, ensuring all electrical components are powered down before proceeding. This safety measure is crucial during electrical diagnostics. Next, it is necessary to disconnect the 1P connector connected to the transmission fluid pressure switch B, 3rd clutch, to isolate it from the system. By doing this, technicians can accurately assess the performance of the switch itself. After disconnection, the ignition needs to be turned back to the on 2 position to conduct checks. Once the system is primed, the technician will again use the HDS tool to evaluate parameters for the 3rd pressure switch. By analyzing the switch's signal against the set thresholds, the technician can identify whether the switch is operational or defective. If the switch does not generate an acceptable signal, the immediate recommendation is to replace it. In troubleshooting step 4, the ignition switch must again be turned to the lock 0 position, similar to previous steps for safety and standard protocol. Following this, the technician will jump the SCS service connector system line using the HDS for diagnostic purposes. This allows access to specific diagnostic capabilities directly related to the vehicle's systems. Next, the technician will disconnect the PCM connector B, specifically the 49P connector, as it interfaces directly with the electrical circuit linked to the transmission fluid pressure switch. After disconnecting, the technician will perform a continuity check between defined test points using terminal number 1 from the 1P connector and body ground. This procedure helps to diagnose whether any wiring issues exist, which could cause the low circuit conditions indicated by DTC P0847. If continuity is present, further inspection or repairs are essential. If absent, it suggests the wire is functioning without faults. The final repair verification step is critical to ascertain that all previous repairs were effective in resolving the DTC P0847 issue. First, all connectors must be reconnected, ensuring that any repairs made during the previous troubleshooting steps are intact. Once the reconnect process is complete, the ignition must be turned to the on in 2 position to activate the vehicle's electrical systems. Following this, the technician will clear the stored DTCs using the HDS, thereby resetting the monitoring system. After clearing the codes, it is essential to start the engine and allow it to reach normal operating temperature. Similar to earlier steps, the technician then needs to test drive the vehicle in both the 3rd and 4th gears for a duration of at least 2 seconds in each. Finally, checking the OBD status with the HDS is vital to see if DTC P0847 appears again as a passed, failed, or not completed result, confirming the effectiveness of the repairs performed. While the immediate concerns surrounding DTC P0847 can be effectively addressed through troubleshooting and repairs, implementing preventive maintenance strategies can significantly reduce the likelihood of similar issues arising in the future. Regular fluid checks are paramount, ensuring that the transmission fluid is clean and at the correct levels contributes to overall transmission health. Additionally, routine inspections of wiring connections related to the transmission fluid pressure switch B should be conducted to detect any signs of wear, corrosion, or damage early. Keeping wiring secure and free from interference can greatly enhance the performance and accuracy of the switches and the entire transmission system. Furthermore, updating the PCM software when updates become available ensures that the controls are precise and effective. By practicing these preventive measures, vehicle owners can foster longer-lasting and more efficient transmission performance. In conclusion, addressing DTC P0847 requires a structured and systematic approach that emphasizes the significance of the electrical circuit associated with the transmission fluid pressure switch B for the third clutch. Technicians must focus primarily on the electrical components, as mechanical faults typically do not trigger this DTC. It is pivotal to perform thorough checks of the fluid pressure switch and any related wiring to accurately diagnose the root cause of transmission issues. Regular testing and monitoring must be employed to determine the switch's performance, while ensuring that all software involved in the PCM is current can lead to superior transmission operation. By following this structured troubleshooting and preventive maintenance routine, vehicle performance becomes more reliable, enhancing both safety and driver experience. Maintaining vigilance and attention to detail will ultimately promote better handling of future DTCs associated with the transmission system. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.